Oh, Paden Savila Marumpoche, Dagi Chiur Pendi Denjula, Gadin Chimbigoni Jezonte, Kuson Tujing Salto Sol. Paden Savila Marumpoche, Dagi Chiur Pendi Denjula, Gadin Chimbigoni Jezonte, Kuson Tujing Salto Sol. When I was young, when I was studying in South India, in Namdroling, under the guide of His Holiness Penerbachi, I was very young. I often dream about Mustang. Of course, I dream about many of the monasteries that has been visited by my purest life. But especially I dream in the Mustang upper side, and I could really remember vividly of all the places. Even certain moments of when the flood took place in 1985, all the images that in the past has been is always vividly coming in my memories. And so I often used to talk to some of Mustang people, children who are come down to South India and talk, ask them, how's that little bridge that used to cross people? How's those places in the park and old monasteries? But they used to, all the Mustang, upper side of the Mustang children who used to come down there, they used to think that I'm also a Mustangi, yeah? They thought I'm from Mustang, But this was some kind of relationship between me and Mustang region of all those spiritual monasteries in the past. And so therefore it was, for me, nothing but it's just like coming back home again. This is what I feel. And so I always rejoice on meeting again with all of those. So these generations, the new generations of the Mustang people, are the lineage of all those great masters who have come in the past. Their family lineages, their children's of the children's, maybe the 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th of a generations. And so I feel like I'm reconnecting with all of those great beings again. Mustang is the place where you find many great beings have got enlightened. Those have blessed it. Today again, in 2014, I am back to Kharbuk cave with Daniel Jenden, my student. Trust this man, he spread Dharma in the West. Kharbuk Monastery, and especially today, which is called Kharbuk Monastery, used to call it different names. And also this was started, this monastery is started in between 8th to 9th centuries. From 9th century on, it has been established. From the little cave to now establish these small monasteries. Used to be greater, but has been, because of the centuries of flooding, earthquake, and all kinds of that, has been destroyed. But at least even today has been preserved. Even a lot of element disaster happened, but still has been stood there. Started from the Lama Ziji Gyalpo, the great yogis who have visited from Tibet to the kingdom of Mustang and spread the Dhamma over there. A great yogis that has realized beings has been discovered, under his guidance. And then, of course, centuries gone. The history made not because of the disasters. Many the documents, many kind of manuscripts has been vanished along the way. But of course, from 9th centuries to up to the 21st centuries, I should say, there are many great yogis have visited. And these monasteries, especially, is not like this is very Nyingma, this is very Kagyu. Whenever there was a Kagyu, great lamas have visited. They have visited, like Kato Rinzit Sewanugus, their footprints, their shoes. And there are many great yogis have been visited along the way. I think maybe like around 12 to 13 the great lamas have been visited in these particular monasteries. And each time they were visited, they always try to preserve, and they always try to never intend to take over the monastery to really say, this is my monastery. But they always try to preserve this.
Om
So house visits are very, very important. It becomes a part of, Lama's responsibilities. At the same time, it is wishes by the house owner or the people of Mustang. They would like to invite those particular lamas to be able to really bless their altars, bless their statues, and they bless their families, and then including even the domestic animals that they live upon. And so therefore it becomes very important. Some occasions I felt as a new generation Lama, for me, as I said before, not only Lama does not, sometimes you may, yes, Lama have of a certain power of they can do certain things because of their faith and devotions, and to their own Buddha Dharma Sangha, and also at the same time the devotees having that devotions, and that miracle happens. So I think the medical education or advising of day-to-day health care, things like that are very important. And each time I bring the medical camp into the Upper Mustang, there's always like one lady is giving a birth to the baby, natural birth, but again for the last 22 days she could not feed the baby, and the baby really haven't eaten or drink anything. And so we were feeling like, wow, this is going to die. Mother is, because the breast of the mother was all kind of infected inside. The milk has all been rotten inside, and so they all my medical team, I have to send them there to really milk that out and pass the whatever it is there, and then try to give them a what you call as some kind of antibiotic to really cure those. It's a little difficult. They think it's something to do with the spirit, you see. So the practical level of really educating is very, very, I feel like very important. So therefore, bringing medical team with myself this is why I think it's very important in the rural area where there is no medical attentions. Yeah. Thank you for coming, and thank you for doing this. Lama job is one thing, but practically somebody is sick. When they are hungry, they need food. Exactly. When they are sick, they need medicine. So I can play my part, but there are doctors need, physician need. So there, this Lama doctor, here Lama doctor, all of you can help.
We are your arms.
Thank you. Thank you very much. One of my monk's aunt and her daughter was very sick, mentally sick. And so because mentally sick would say many things, obviously. And so therefore, when I visit there, I saw that, this is not just simply, kind of solve a issue, just right now I do some ceremony and it's just finished. It was not like that. I have to continuously sit with that and listen. The practical level, if you look at, for instance, the particular that girl that is suffering from the mental issues, there are so many reasons. Many times I felt like, this could be because it has been, she have a mental problem, and then there is no such things as a huge solution in this such remote area, and so they just leave it and blaming on something else. Yet, the society also it has been, in such generations, if you look at, it does not feel like what you call as every human being who is acting a little bit strange, it has to be claimed to be what it's called as a possessed. It could be a mental disturbance, mental disorder, or some kind of mental problems, and then it just she had been developed some kind of like a depressed, very deep down, because she had been not married in time, or some kind of chemical imbalance. Many things could be possible if you look at. And then we have this society that has been really easy to blame on something else, which is called, it could be spirit, it could be devil, it could be this, it could be that, possessed by goddess, and this and that. emotional part of their life, their sadness, their issues, their problems, relationship between her and her parents, and the parents having what kind of issues and problems that they have. And so by doing that, to understand, when they pull out all their files of their life and then look at, it's just you being a lama is sometimes you have to be like one of those psychiatrist doctor. You have to listen. You cannot talk. You just listen and see what they have to say and what they have to share. And so from the beginning of their life to until now, seeing what they have gone wrong, in their life, and so try to advise on that and to see how they can change their attitude towards their daughters and attitudes from the daughter side to the parents. And so I think this kind of advising in such way. So if that doesn't work out in one session or one time, then you come back again to really advise them and see what are the other methods to be able to really advise and help and support them. And so therefore giving them advice how you can look at them through the sympathetic and compassionate way. Since we are all in this cycle of samsara, we are all this together, we all, nobody is unique in this, we are, if you pinch here, I always tell people, you pinch here, painful, you pinch there, it's painful. So what is the difference then? You poke yourself, it's painful, you poke there, it's painful. So what is the difference? So we're all in this together. We have to understand and cope and to really sympathetic to each other. And so there we can really reduce our pain and suffering by helping each other, So the practically medical attention in such places is very important. So things like that in every household have their own kind of issue and problems. One of the particular families, they have problems with the animals are dying constantly, and so I visit there, see what I can bless them and pray and do all of those things and things like that. Every household to visit is very important. It makes the connections between you and the people who have devotions to you, and it brings the kind of peace in their life, thinking that Lama has visited and gained the blessings and prayed in their house, and so that they this is also my wish to, when I visit, not only just visit and have a cup of tea, but really pray at that particular moment that this family lineage could stay long time and to hold this culture and traditions, not just simply visiting them and having fun, but really praying from my heart so that their generations of the next, what we in Nepali we call pidi to pidi, all these pidis can live healthy and prosper and happy, and to preserve this culture and traditions.
내만 그냥 싱 사게나 그게 뭐지 추주대 되기는 내가 쇼로
저런 정원이 신 미주배 상보로 봐. 저 용도 남아만 기까지 좀샤 남 되게 주바용의 부주로 저런서. 뒤인데 최선 치고 거래. 지금 들람시에 랑수 용거로. 지기 라부도 니 라부도 슬랍더니 지기 칼에 주니 칼에 주치니 들리지니 지기라 당화된 지지요만로. 키나 가요만 주는 semba sambu치아 야부치아 슬랍도 디자고. 초라 디지 표비들 랍수면 초라 큰 가이 초라 두 쟁고에 세들 라비오 마다. 로. 시디오 마. 뒤진데 마기 부불라더니 그럼 마오발라 초라도 시소이나 부부들더니 건데 야부용. 로. 어제 열진 노산서 배마께서 동고라 양진 초병으로 배만 미시에서다 포도 칼로만도 그래서 나무 산지 구조 같은 초구조 같은 기대 구조 같은 수마주 벤저다인도 보면 수만이 게라나 바함 수만이 게라나 바야 홈베 수만이 게라나 바야 홈베 오마 아홈 달라고 디콘치 코샤샤미 엄마 같이 나오면 되더니 그런 렌자 네 바자 딥 상무풀한 다소상시야 님바트야
다른 것이
그게 뮤트 멜로디
뭐 이제는 다 샤양은 저지
So this man is Mr. Kunga. Last time you haven't met, but
No.
he is a supporter for the monastery in Kabul Monastery. And every time I come here, I stay in his house. He's like my Tibetan benefactor here. So he's, I think, life-to-life benefactor, supporter. So on this Virginia and the general position. Some opinion of Virginia law, or general, so on the good Pajim. 2 years summer, sure, 세르쇼 대지지 푸슴 속어쇼 야봉 많이 코인랑에도 대다 용의 용하쇼 저라 사람 초조하쇼 야구 용어를 넣어 저라 셈바 상도 야구 용어를 넣어 세르 잘하냐.这边的人잘하냐.这边的人잘하냐.
I felt this for the last few years. When I visited Upper Mustang in Soshar, I always felt like, oh, I could not make it to Samsung. I could not make it to Samsung. Next time I will make it. And so this time I said I must do it. It was all of a sudden I made the decision. I knew it was very hard, but I have to do it. We live in such a easy life. Imagine you have to cross this every day. If you see how the narrated road, how difficult to walk around in these villages. Imagine when they get sick around to reach out to somewhere in Pokhara to get to medical attention, somewhere to Kathmandu. So I really wanted to see how they're living when I hear one village is still standing. I wanted to go there and see how the people are living there. And by seeing, I kind of could not stop. I sobbed a few times, crying. I'm a healthy person to be able to really, such a fear and fear of falling, fear of skidding, and so many difficulties that you have to face. Imagine the old people have to walk through those roads. The young generation of children they have to go through. It was very saddening. So as you see the Samsung community that is living in such a remote place, this is the last village that you will find in this area. This might be the last village as a historical moment of Samsung people living in Samsung. I think maybe in 1 decade you may not see them there. They may move to another place in order to survive. This is how our entire Upper Mustang region of the people are really vanishing. The culture, the traditions. And so it becomes very important to visit it in those places to really see if they have lived it up to now or how they have lived it, how they are going to move out to the different places if they have to, if they are moving to those places, if they are proper places to live or not. And to really, I think it is very important for entire society to really give them attention to be able to really, they can not only preserve, live their life easily, but to be able to preserve those rich culture and traditions which still they're keeping it alive, you know. Jo jinjin mage kundo ka zo zanji je ulajin tuje jinjin dolaze jinren zela janza o mane peme hon o mane peme hon o mane peme hon o mane peme hon o man peme 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 Oman 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 peme 치마에나 될 대와요 말와 뒤에도 좀 딜을 라스 되는 걸로 빼다 문에 코너게 디바치스요 말 툴람체 빼 개침보 담지 냠차 로고 여러봐 뒤에도 룽바티스 출로 잡아야지다 어때서 파수 나차 두부래야다 내양 용대야 되서 뭐 담지 추스지 그죠 라마치 그로마 파지 부름네 부지 따고는 저런도 파마지 빈다다고 그래 뒤에도 좀 참부치 담지 수치스는 때 뒤진도 벤자굴된 구름부칠 소았다데 지간 주니 말이 땡아 캐레라 가이나 나 캐레라 찍고 오지 근데 연구도 삼티마 땡아랑 레 인기로와 삼다티 레데 다야다 델 베준치 로 아주 릭 토메타 지니 망부지 라고도 가시 아주 코릭 톰버레서 코릭 톰버레 릭 토다 마토데 셈 상고라 젤람 상고레 티니 릭 톰버레 되어 거 어디래 티니 쪽바레샤 코릭 마버레 코 쪽바레 찌찌 쪽바레 쓰도와 랍주 메레다 코도 어떤 니만 하시다 되지 temba jikten kapsu chimba temba yeshindo tenzi pono tajija temba yurine petrashi sho raja raja hum beso era ko gemo zoro bachirsi yanse te geyong entire Muslim people to invite me to sit on the throne and to perform the ceremonies with them on the day of Guru Rinpoche's birthday. It was kind of, there's no words to express. And I was humbly privileged myself. I felt like, oh, what an honor and what a privilege, opportunity for me to have that. And I think I felt even at that moment thinking, well, you know, what a karma I have with such a place and such a people. And again, yet I have to reconnect with all of those people who are visiting in that day. Guru Rinpoche's activities has been flourished from India to many of the different countries, and especially in Tibet. Of course, before Tibet, especially in Bhutan and Nepal, his activities are quite an amazing activities, and that's why the Nepal has many pilgrimage places of Guru Rinpoche. For instance, we call it Samye Monastery of Tibet is been built by Guru Rinpoche. But the first ever built of Guru Rinpoche monastery is in Lokekar, which is in Nepal. They request me to bless the prayer flags, that is victory banner that they have raised up. You remember, in the middle of that, and so they request me if I can bless, because raising that entire prayer flags is to pray to be able to have the longevity, prosperity, and victory banner of never vanishing of the Dharma. To bless in this place. So therefore I could able to participate in that also. So overall I felt what a great era we live in, that Dharma is still not vanished, great beings are still out there and yet to come. You know, we are living in such a great era. Our values of family and lineages, all of these things are such an important part of our society. And this is where it keeps our life, it keeps the life of this entire community actually.
산지 아마 통해도 체하게 나와나 시지 충하게 디나시 미투 나투와 나티페 마시기 투모 마임바 나주 표제랑 레도와 아니 인도이나 표이랑 되는 거나서 가방하니야 살라마모고 지 주베 니 주베 요딩이 기 부주 샤다 인디서 봐 저런 사마 짜신부 샤다 레팅 동하기 어디인데 짜치버 이만나시 이제 소소 리슌들레 진정치 미투니 충살 때 초순데줄이야 랍 아니 딜레지 드링 알레지 템데 생아야 깨다에디 빼마시 서버디니 가송 아니 제 가르쳐오래다 룽발리아 디지 이푸숨 초야라 드니 지기지레 툴람 담지 냠자 마루아치나 디 코란페 디지 이푸숨 초지레 다 체자 충자 창아칭이 창충충 데릴리아들이 빼 마시기 다 첨보지 지 가르쳐오래 지 랍소 지 제소 텐데 마지오지 지기지레 운에 지 파마지기 부지소라고 지네딘 툴람치 참보시 라마 간데지 페바이네 최념도 슈드서 발라 담지 송고거리 딘데지는 미투니 참보나 아 왔다 띵에 믹스에 딘데지 슈 다링에데 템데 참지 시라 모메 구무트지지 딘딩 아주 제레 치라서 투르당로 치스 슈기 로 딘지 미지 지기 툴람낭로 치아 또 미드 상마페 마시기 가서 그렇다 이해하라고 이니 배냠 중 상보샤다 레도아 미투이시네 데라 대바이네 데 소소선함 체르로 오야 오투지 체 까디 체 초슈 세르
This journey of the Earth Mustang is not the end of it. It's the beginning of our journey. Yes, we have taken this journey up to now 3 to 4 times, but there's a lot to accomplish. So we just have started. There's a lot to accomplish from practical level, educating, preserving the Dharma, preserving the culture and traditions. And so therefore, this will continue. And please be with us.